A new dungeon extraction game? What do you mean, Harry? You mean there's another dungeon game that isn't totally ripping on Dark and Darker? Alright. Show me a trailer then.
One day, an enormous dungeon emerged in between two countries. A huge dungeon created by a mysterious witch.
I'm not useless. I'm...
My daughter has gone into the dungeon.
Man, what the hell? That looks like Dark and Darker Hentai Edition. Oh, wrong game? You mean greed is good? Well, that's literally like the definition of a dead game. Ah, another new dungeon extraction game. Alright, roll the clip. Oh, Dragonborn. Yeah, I tried that recently. It was okay, but it's definitely a shameless clone of Dark and Darker. Surely they could have sourced other pot models off of the Unreal Marketplace to, you know, chuck in the game that's a dungeon game. There can't be just one type of pot on the Unreal Marketplace for the Unreal Engine. Anyway, Harry, I don't want to get into a fight with you or the audience and get into like the semantics of, you know, is Dragonborn, I mean, the Elder Dungeons. No, wait. The Dark Dungeon. No, wait. Dungeonborn. Yeah, Dungeonborn. Oh man, the iconography's confusing me, man. Like, it looks really close to the ear, so iconography. I honestly thought it was like a Bethesda game. Sorry, Harry. Fine. I'll talk about it because people on my stream keep going, Spuddy, have you tried Dungeonborn? Spuddy, have you heard of Dungeonborn? Spuddy, have you played Dungeonborn? Spuddy, can I get a take on Dungeonborn? Spuddy, what's your thoughts on Dungeonborn? Spuddy, do you like Dark and Darker still? Spuddy, do you hate Dark and Darker? Spuddy, why don't you play Dungeonborn? Do you hate Dungeonborn? Spuddy, are you a shill for Dark and Darker and IMA? Spuddy, what are your thoughts on the conflict in the Middle East? I get it. A lot of people that play the extraction game, they want the best version of it possible. Power World's a good example of it doesn't matter what the origins are, whether it's ripped off a whole bunch of different things and then done its own thing. If it's fun, it's fun. People just need their dopamine fix. That's all they care about. So I'm not getting into the semantics of who's ripping on who or whatever, right? You know, Battle Royale proved that people don't care. Look at the Battle Royale mod for Arma 3. That eventually turned into H1Z1 and then PUBG with PlayerUnknown being the originator of the Battle Royale mod. And that was such a massive success that all the AAA companies had to get in on it and just, you know, rip it apart and try and make their own version of it. Dark and Darker has spawned a new version of the extraction genre. It's just like this dungeon extraction game. That's what we'll call it, I guess. I don't know. The Iron Mace guys, regardless of what you think of the history with them and their previous employer and all the politics there, they took a bit of Battle Royale, they took a bit of extraction genre from like Tarkov and a couple other things, and mishmashed it into their own thing. What I'm seeing from all of this new wave of all these dungeon games, these extraction games, is they're literally just trying to capitalize on Dark and Darker itself not being a fully released product on Steam yet. But, and here's the big but, I gave it a go because people won't shut the fuck up about getting me to play this game for my thoughts. I guess it's a good problem to have. People want to know my thoughts, and I appreciate it. I swear I'm not a dick. I try not to be, at least, okay? God, this is so slow. How are you supposed to even make, like, plays around the crossbow? Did you? First things first, I like the visual aesthetic of Dungeonborn. If you do this, think like that and you go, oh, this looks cool, right? This is cool. It kind of reminds me of Diablo, even more than Dark and Darker does. It's very Diablo-ish, and I like that dark, gritty atmosphere that game has. However, Visual aesthetics aren't what make games completely. It's the gameplay, it's the fun zone, it's the whole flow of it. I like the visual aesthetic of this game. Like, visually, the aesthetic of this game is cool. It's like, it's even more Diablo than Dark and Darker's influences of Diablo. It's like aesthetically, it's very like. I gotta change the menu. This guy's like put me off. Alright. As I was saying, alright. This guy's too quiet now. This guy's putting me off. Hold on. I'm gonna just go. Hold on. We'll go to a trade. I just can't concentrate with the merchants behind me. So as I was saying, right. The thing that tickles me the most in this game is in the 3D space, it just feels so slow, so sluggish. I know Dark and Darker is slow, but how does this game feel slower than Dark and Darker? Look at it, look at him! Look at him go! Go, son! I didn't think these games could get any slower in the Unreal Engine. Like, the PvE, the PvP, you could see something across the map and you'd be in like bullet time going towards it. I don't understand why they had to develop it this slow. And the sluggishness of all the classes, it does make for like counterattacks and PvP more awkward, and surprise attacks feel like they've got no counterplay at all. Dude, this is shit. Like, they can home in on you. Like, all you have to do is aim, like, highlight someone and it homes. What? How do I dodge any of that? Because, like, my character's like... Glug, 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 glug. Health potion. I'm refreshed now. Sorry. It's just like... What? It's games in bullet time, dudes. My brain can't work this slow. No, Dark and Darker... This game makes Dark and Darker look like Apex Legends, dude. Like every game, there is a honeymoon period. Now, right now, in Dark and Darker, the community of the game state, it's not in the best position. There's no other way to put it. The balance is tits up in Dark and Darker right now. In this live service that is the game, you know, barbarians are just dominating everything.
Look at how fucked up this class is, bro. He's done. He's done. There's no counterplay.
People are frustrated and they're looking for another fix. Not only the balance issues, you know, the servers are lagging like crazy, and you've got this teaming issue across all the queues. Like, everyone's teaming to get like the best ranks, you know, for the cosmetics, you know, the demigod cloak and all that stuff. Like, of course, all the shitters that have no game skill are gonna work together to get the cosmetics.
Fuck off, fuck off, fuck off. Go, please, bro, fuck off. Please,
If we go by the same trajectory that Dark and Darker is going through, this game also has a honeymoon period, and I'm already seeing balance issues with some of the PvP classes like the Ice Caster.
Now we're in trouble if we get third party though. The unassailable cryomancer.
People aren't noticing the issues with it immediately because it takes 2 days to unlock. So, people are now experiencing how busted this thing is.
This game is ass. I don't know why I'm playing it. I don't know. I'm gonna get off in a second. Let's do something else. Let's get high and make music or something. I'm bored, man. This game is shit.
And yeah, I get it. The devs can, you know, of Dungeonborn can dial it back and fix it, just like there's issues with Dark and Darker. But I feel like they'll be playing whack-a-mole with the same issues that Dark and Darker and Iron Mace have. You know, they're going to have teamers. They're going to have RMT teamers and cheaters. Evidently, they've got an endless supply of money. There's lots of behind-the-scenes whispers about who's financing this project, you know, the development behind it. I have nothing to say. My legal team's in my ear right now going, understood. Make no comment. And these goblins look ridiculous. That looks like my crackhead neighbor. Come on, dog. dog. You wanna go? Fucking bullshit, screaming at 6 o'clock in the morning playing your video games, dog, mate. I'm not on meth, bro. Another parallel with Dark and Darker and Dungeonborn is the ranged
Meta.
It's no different in Dungeonborn. The same issue that plagues Dark and Darker is in this, and in particular, it's the crossbow in Dungeonborn. He's won, he's won. He's definitely won, he's dead. You open up all your engagements with it, whatever class, and in the arena mode, you just camp the opponent's spawn. It's mega cheese. Crossbow meta. Okay, look, 3 people just camping with crossbows. Right, Reddit thread. 2-tap crossbows need to be nerfed. I can already anticipate the Reddit thread. Get the crossbow out the game, bruh. It has no place in Dungeonborn. Woo! Now, people are going to be face planting the keyboard going, you're just a whingy bitch, all you do is complain. I'm doing some commentary with a light sprinkle of dick jokes, right? I'm not this or I'm not that because people just say or assume you are. So I'm going to read what Stack said. Why do you want this shithole game that's going to be run with microtransactions to succeed? I don't want it to. This is just an observation. I'm not a sales rep for the game. I'm not a shill. I'm not sponsored by them. Nothing. I've been asked questions and that's my observation. As a qualified gameologist, that is my observation. Your statement's an observation too? Well, you know what? I got a statement for you. You can suck my balls. How about that? Now, the positives. I like the aesthetic of the game. Visually, it's cool. I think the level design of the 3 maps is really cool. They've done a good job with that. But everything outside of it is balls. Oh, wait. I tell a lie. That there, the arena, is more interesting than these 2 to me. Boring to me. Too slow and clunky. This is slow and clunky, but it's like you get in, mindless gameplay. The arena mode, what's the point of the rest of the game if the highlight isn't really the intentional game, like the intended game experience? Oh my god, dude! You know, the extraction dungeon experience. It might as well just be like Halo, but, you know, fantasy. You know, a 3v3 TDM, like... I don't know why I keep picking mages in these games. I really don't. Just like Wizard and Dark and Darker. Ah! Ah! Already like 1,000 hits from the melee class. At range. At range. Shotgunned. I don't know, it's another game within inside the game. What's the point? It's not connected to the other experience. Something I worry about Dark and Darker and like including in their game too, because it's like, all right, is everyone just gonna sit in an arena and just do PvP? Because that's what a lot of people have fun with. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit burnt out on the dungeon extraction experience right now. Here we go. Knock him off for a second. All of them just don't feel very fun to play. The flaws outweigh the good parts of them, you know?
Ah!
The Dungeonborn. Oh! Just a compilation with like, you spin me round, right, up, rock a record up, It definitely doesn't have the heart that Dark and Darker has. I can eat that, mate. Jesus. Look out, look out! I can't control myself! Dark and Darker, for all its flaws, does feel special still. No! Yes! It feels like an abusive relationship right now, where it's like, there's still something special about it, but it slaps you around a lot. This. I just find myself coming back to Dark and Darker every time I try any other new multiplayer game right now.
This game sucks. This game sucks. This game sucks, man.
In saying that, I am taking a little bit of a break from Dark and Darker. It's all right, Harry. I'll ease them into it. For the next couple weeks, I'll be releasing videos on other stuff, like Australia, and this weird game that makes you like a scientist from Half-Life, and it's a survival game. Spoilers, it's pretty funny. I'm actually playing with NPCs. Everyone is monotone. All the random players that I'm playing with right now are literally, they're either role-playing or I just happen to be queuing up with scientists, because everyone knows what the f they're doing, and they're all speaking like they're dead inside, like, yes, I have some spare food for you. Yes, we are trying to craft to make an exit. Let us leave us be. Leave us be. I'll give you an example. Ready? Rascal. Rascal.
Yeah.
What are you doing, brother?
Cooking food.
He literally responded like an NPC. It's like if I pressed E on an NPC. Let him cook. I'm not done with Dark and Darker. Alright? Alleviating some of your concerns, but we're sprucing things up here and we're going a little bit variety and it's just a little scary. So I didn't know why I put on the voice. I just trying to keep this video spicy. I think it comes with the territory of talking about the dungeon extraction games right now that, you know, the video isn't going to be the most fun. Now I'm dead. Can't, like... I just feel like it's all just a drab experience right now. But yeah, once you get an AFK like this, it's GG no re. Final closing thoughts on, I guess, Dungeonborn and even Dark and Darker as a whole, because I feel like these are the only two games that are going to be competitors to one another. Because sometimes, like, answering a question like that is like, are you voting for Trump or Biden? Answer. You know what I mean? Like, do you like Dark and Darker or Dragonborn? Which game? Are you a part of the problem or a part of the solution? Very controversial. Very controversial. It's good to have competition for each other. Iron Mace, you know, they've got to work harder so competition doesn't sneak underneath them and pull the rug from them. These guys like Dungeonborn, they can't completely rely on Dark and Darker and just rip off all their ideas because people are just going to go to the originator. You know, if the quality is there at the origin, the source of it, why bother with anything else? That's how I feel about it right now. Dark and Darker is still the superior experience. For all the pros and cons of both, Dark and Darker is still the better extraction, dungeon, looter, shooter, PvEV, PvP, PvP, game. So, right now, Dungeonborn, I can see it appealing to casuals more. Dark and Darker is going to be the more hardcore experience, and Dungeonborn's going to be more of the mobile light version of the Dark and Darker experience. I've jokingly said the Raid Shadow Legends of Dark and Darker. Maybe that's what I'll call it. It's just easier to explain it that way.
Bored, man. I gotta like do something. I'm ready to do something crazy, but not really. This game is making me feel nauseous. I swear to God, I feel nauseous. I feel weird, man.
I guess that's that, Harry. Hopefully I don't get PTSD from everyone messaging me on Twitch, Discord, hell, even my YouTube comments. Have you played Dragonborn yet? Dungeonborn? Because if they ask me again, well, I'll force them to follow the channel, and subscribe. Disclaimer, I'm done with the endless trash. Endless trash. Every single rip-off game, I'm done with it. Please stop telling me about these new dungeon games.